Once upon a time, in the land we call Korea, there lived a wealthy man, and there was none prouder than he was. He had money in the bank, he had castles, he had land. He was handsome and strong, and all his life he'd been praised and adored. And he was not the kind to pass a beggar without giving him a penny. But in his mind, he felt he was 1,000 times better than any poor man. And he was very proud of all the good deeds he'd done in his life. He would often pray to God and say, "Oh God, I know that you have rewarded me for being such a good man, and I will try my best to live up to all the gifts you've given me." And God heard him, and one day he spoke to him and said, "Oh proud man, I know that you are a good man, and I will reward you with another gift. I will reward you with a mirror that will show you the truth of how good you really are." The man, of course, was very pleased. And the next day there was a knock on the door, and a beautiful mirror was delivered to him. And the note attached said, "Look into the mirror and see the truth." And he was very happy, and he hung it on his wall. And he looked into it, and there was his handsome face, just as he'd always seen it. But then his nose got a little longer, and his ears got a little longer, and his mouth got a little wider. And suddenly he was looking at the face of a pig, and he thought, "What a stupid mirror!" And he put it away. But that night he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking, "What a strange mirror! What a stupid mirror! What an insulting mirror! Who would do such a thing?" And he got up, and he looked at the mirror again. And he looked at it from this angle, and he looked at it from that angle, and he looked at it from another angle. And every time he looked at it, there was the pig's face. So he wrapped it up in a cloth, and he went to his friend's house, and he said, "Friend, I have this mirror. It's a very strange mirror. Would you like to see it?" And his friend said, "Yes, I would love to see the mirror." So he took it out of the cloth, and his friend looked into it, and his friend's face looked exactly the same. And his friend said, "It's a beautiful mirror. Why do you say it's strange?" And he said, "Well, when I look at it, my face changes into the face of a pig." And his friend said, "Let me look again." And his friend looked again and said, "No, it looks exactly the same to me. It must be a trick of your imagination. It must be a trick of your eyes." But it was not a trick of his eyes. Every time he looked at it, there was the pig's face. So he put it away, and he went to another town, and he was staying in a hotel. Then he said to the hotel manager, "Manager, I have a very strange mirror. Would you like to see it?" And the manager said, "Yes, I would love to see the mirror." So he took it out of the cloth, and the manager looked into it, and the manager's face looked exactly the same. And the manager said, "It's a beautiful mirror. Why do you say it's strange?" And he said, "Whoa, when I look at it, my face changes into the face of a pig." And the manager said,